Just received your message.
Hello, nomads, party people, and strangers everywhere across the internet. My name is V, and right now I'm recording this and a few other videos at midnight on it says March the 16th, but I'm counting it as March the 15th. Anywho, for this first video, I'm going to talk to you guys about why I just cannot get Once Upon a Time after just watching its first official season. Let us get started. So, 22 episodes, several hours long, meaning I had to absorb 22 hours straight of the same fucking material. At the same time, after watching the whole series, I just came down to a few short little synopsis sort of notes that kind of bugged the hell out of me.
Ooh, this is gonna get good.
First step is first. When it comes to the fact that the main protagonist of Emma Swan, I kind of find her and the main antagonist kind of the same exact person, and I hate them both equally. Like, sure, I understand that the main antagonist has to have her own big development ploy where she has to be the one that we hate the most, but I hate the main protagonist for a couple of reasons that I also kind of find in the antagonist, but a few things else that we're going to get into when I talk about her. Sorry about all the jump cuts, I have to keep taking out my retainer for this. So, for Emma Swan, the major facts that I find throughout the entire first season that kind of annoy me go as follows. 1. Every action that she says that is for a good parent, she does not do. Because I don't know about you guys, I don't know about y'all, but as someone with a little experience, when you give up something for adoption and then try to forcefully be in their life by fighting the person that you gave up for adoption to raise for you, it doesn't help to give them a very violent environment by continuously fighting with the person instead of being civil. That leads to a lot of reckless endangerment on the child, making them very crazy. Second thing, she's not really the best character written. She's very pig-headed, stupid, and very self-righteous, where she wants to act like she's the main big hero, but every action just seems very selfish and self-centered, the point where if she just wants to do something for one person, it's not exactly heroic or really realistic. It's just very bitchy and stupid and, quite frankly, weak at best for we should root for them because they're the hero.
I ain't with the shit.
But then again, on the other side of the spectrum for the main antagonist of Regina Mills, aka the Evil Queen, I find all of the features of Emma, along with a bunch of other features in her, making her a weak antagonist at best. Because I saw the backstory episode, I enjoy the cinematography for it, but the problem I have with her whole motives is that they're completely unjustified when taken apart piece by piece by rationality, even in a fictional story. Let's break it down a little bit. You have a grown woman. You have a young adult. The grown woman raises the young adult through various verbal and, quite frankly, mystically physical abuse to be raised up to be a pedigree slave. And then as soon as the whole pedigree slavery just goes into fruition when she just saves a little, tiny little bubby, this bitch decides to be like, I want to marry someone that isn't part of this whole slavery deal. To then go off, make out with the person that's not part of the slavery deal, get caught by the little bubby, and then the bubby has to then keep the secret. But here's the catch though. The adult that raised the young adult is evil and manipulative by taking advantage of a child's innocence to believe anything good, and twist it around to make it so the young adult falls putty into the slavery hands. If anyone doesn't get what I'm saying, that's Regina as the young adult being raised by an abusive mother, and due to circumstances that led her to becoming the queen, she gets caught by making out with this farmhand horse hand by the name of Daniel, to then get caught by a little bubby version of Snow White. Snow White instantly just blabs the secret to the mom, and then you're caught up to speed already. I don't know why I keep explaining things. But it's very misplaced because anyone with logical reasons would have been like, I can't blame this child. This child is innocent. They have the same beliefs that in everyone because they think that everyone can be good if given a chance. Why am I getting mad at this child? I should be really getting mad at my parent for not listening to me and just abusing me all this time. I know it's kind of wrong to just sympathize with the mom, but at the same time, I should just not blame this little girl. But no, that's the whole motive. Because the mom abused her, and a Bobby version of Snow White blabbed to the mom about her secret love affair. That's what set the whole thing in motion for the evil queen. Because a little girl that had the innocence like any other child did talk to an adult because the adult just coerced it by acting like you can trust them because they're adults.
You're a waste of thought.
That doesn't leave any good motive. That just makes it seem very petty and stupid. Oh wait, but then again, this is Disney, which kind of goes into the third problem I have with this. I kind of did some research while doing this whole marathon thing to kind of understand that prior to releasing the first season of Once Upon a Time, ABC bought the rights to make a television series of a similar graphic novel series that kind of has all these fairy tale creatures in an upstate or just regular city in New York City called Fabletown, of a graphic novel series / comic book series by DC's Vertigo label of Fables, one of my favorite things that got me back into comics recently. But oh wait, ABC decided not to do that, but just so happens that Disney brings out this one thing that's kind of like it, but with Disney fantasy characters. Oh, it's so different because it's Disney. Let's suck Disney's dick.
You magnificent bastard, I read your book!
No, I fucking hate that. That was by far the dumbest idea I've ever seen by a network. Bill Willingham, I keep getting last names mixed up, made a pretty good story. Did not answer a lot of things in that final comic, though. I'm still mad about that. But he made a good story. It would have made a hell of a lot more sense to make that a TV show. Probably just tone down some of the violence and sex to put on ABC. And then it would have been a good show. But instead, we just had certain elements of Fables used in the flashback sequences of this first season that kind of makes it seem like, if we kind of did this with Fables, we could have made an actual product. But we didn't. Instead, we decided to blow Mickey Mouse's apparently hugely erect mouse cock to then just be like, let's have this shit instead. It leaves me baffled by how networks just decide that because this one similar property did not work, we have to use the same thing that has the same exact kind of formula, but a little bit different because it's from a famous company that does a lot more things with entertainment than this company does.
Ted, you've done it again. I don't know why you even fucking bother anymore.
Do they even hear themselves? Probably not, but I don't fucking care. But that leads to my fourth issue when it comes to this entire thing that I just don't get Once Upon a Time in general. The whole entire first season is centered around the main protagonist of Emma Swan, who is in this series the daughter of Snow White and Prince Charming. She has to, on her 28th birthday, or 28th year of living, given whatever fuck you want to say about it, wants to believe in the fantasy genre surrounding all of the setting of Storybrooke, Maine. That would probably be a lot easier to do because throughout the entire fucking first season, in almost every instance, mystical things happen all the damn time. The clock did not move in the first episode until Emma decides to stay in town to be with her son. A lot of people apparently noticed that the clock just starts ticking away a little bit because the clock never moved. But apparently that didn't convince Emma enough. Okay, sure. But then a lot of different people do a lot of shady and mysterious things that fall on the whole. They probably have a mystical past that no one wants to touch on because a lot of these things don't make any sense about why they're trying to keep things hidden from certain eyes. That would probably arouse some suspicion, just like maybe there's more to this than meets the mortal eye. But nope, apparently that's not good enough for Emma. Okay, we'll apparently go with that. Sure. But then, when the storyline gets a little weirder and weirder with a murder investigation, where first there's a beating heart in the chest that does not match a single person, even by medical standards, could have just pointed out that maybe it's not the heart that you think it is. Or, a little earlier, when the former sheriff of all of Storybrooke just dropped dead because he just magically died. Oh, and during the said investigation I mentioned a few seconds ago, the person that was supposedly missing and apparently dead just mystically showed up out of nowhere. I think even those hardcore skeptics would have been like, maybe there's something magical going on. But apparently that's still not good enough because the plot wants to drag itself even further on.
So goddamn stupid.
Are you guys really that fucking dumb that you want to have the main protagonist get stupider and more stubborn over the most complacent thing ever? Like, for real, do you not think that your viewers would just be like, okay, so I guess we can just finally have them believe it? No, apparently not. We also have to have a small little MacGuffin train come in that makes no sense, but to just be a pipe lay to something even grander, because that's all MacGuffins try to do. Be plot-relevant items or people that can't really do shit, but just make shit happen. Ugh. I just don't get it, because I look at Once Upon a Time as what could have been for Fables. I would have probably thought that it was garbage before I found out about Fables, but since I already found out about it, I think of it as the show that could have been. We have various different people that try to make big comic book things for networks. If you don't believe me, look at Netflix. It has some of the leading comic book franchise stuff on it. All from Marvel that proves that you can do it. Look at Cartoon Network's entire history with the DC animated universe. People love Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series, Justice League Unlimited, Static Shock. They loved all of it. And then look at all the DVD sales about comic book movies that come from the animated and the live action genre over the past couple of years. People love the animated Justice League movies. People love the animated Batman movies. People love the Dark Knight trilogy. People apparently like Batman v Superman, Man of Steel, and they're super excited for Justice League the movie and Wonder Woman. Not to mention all the stuff going on in the CW with Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, and Legends of Tomorrow. It's honestly baffling to me on more than enough degrees why ABC couldn't see that they could obviously make a huge market with the underground crowd by bringing in this whole thing of a graphic novel series that's very underrated in its entirety in the popular genre, to then be put on the big screen and then make a big cult following for actual people that want to see something kind of gritty about their favorite fables on a more realistic plane and could have had something grander. But instead, they chose the suck-up route, the knob sucker, the idiotic route of following with the Disney trend that most people still want to do to this day. and I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. But there is a problem with this, because if you read the title, I only put Season 1. Why only Season 1? Because to do this sort of video, I have agreed from 2 anonymous people that requested this and a third person that doesn't want to be anonymous of Karma Talum, my friend Nick's sister, to do a 3-season overlook about this, that at the end of it, if I still don't like it, then that's that. I can just do 3 videos about why I just don't get it from season to season to season, and it'll be done. If I find something I like between the 3 seasons, I do a full-blown review. That was my gamble. So I'll see you guys in Season 2, probably in a couple of months. Until then, next I Just Don't Get It will probably be another top 3 Skins characters I just hate with a burning passion.
Yeah!